Very well. So we talk about a lots of striker interest, and Arsenal are really, heating up the interest for all the striker options that there is available in the market. Jonathan David, Alexander Isak, DCL, every single one except Dusan Vlahovic. That's exactly the kind of news that I would want to report. That's exactly the kind of news that Arsenal should be pursuing now, because of course by the end of the summer transfer this by the end of the season, when the summer transfer window opens up, of course we need a bunch of strikers. So we cannot be sitting up and thinking about only one striker at the moment. So Charles Watt says Arsenal hold a strong interest in Jonathan David. David's preference is to stay put until the end of the season before taking the next step in his career. Dusan Vlahovic and his agent are understandably keen to wait until the summer before deciding on his next move. Fiorentina want a transfer sorted now to ensure that they get as high a fee as possible. So that is also in consideration. Not only that, there's another thing that needs to be into consideration is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So the reason Dominic Calvert-Lewin is another striker according to Charles Watts on Arsenal's list, but it's extremely unlikely that Everton would even consider allowing their star striker to leave in January while they are flirting with relegation at the moment. Probably not the place where Dominic Calvert-Lewin believed that he'd want to be in his career right now, fighting for relegation. But that is what it is. Also, according to UVFC.com, via Giacomo Suterio, of course, via Giovanni Albanese as well, Vlahovic is in no hurry. He does not want to go to Arsenal or Spurs and is asking for the earth. If the transfer happens with Juve, the agreement at 6 million euros in October plus commissions is respected. There is no asking for 9 or 10 million in wages. Juventus are 100% convinced about Vlahovic. The Bayern Canary have offered a 6 million euros per season salary to the Serbian, which is sustainable for Juve's coffers. So it's not about the salary high numbers. No, sir. It's not. The player has actually made up his mind to go to Juventus, bruv. There's nothing more to be said. There's nothing more to be said at all. According to Sport, Barcelona would target Dusan Vlahovic and Alex Isak in the summer if they fail in their attempts to sign Erling Haaland. They might get Isak. I don't know about Vlahovic. There's no chance they're going to get Vlahovic. Because this guy has made up his mind he's going to stick in Serie A probably for another decade or something like that, and to hell with him. Mark Bryant says Arsenal have called on supporters to refrain from entering the field of play after a string of such occurrences in recent games with bans and membership cancellations for those who do encroach. Apparently, well, it happened yesterday as well when Ramsdale was kicking as well. I think, yes, there was a pitch invader that came in, and that was a little weird stuff to see. But hey, that's exactly what happened. So moving on, according to Marcelo Chirico, Juventus want Arsenal to loan Arthur for 18 months with an option to buy at the end of the loan for 50 million euros. This is such a fake news. I mean, I just can't. I can't wrap my head around this one. Like, what the hell, man? Good lord. How is this even true? Like, I can't even wrap my head around this anymore. Moving on, the man in the picture is Joe Barone. He is the general director at Fiorentina. So he spoke to QN La Nazione, I'm sorry. So he says some English clubs have made contact with Fiorentina, but there's no agreement, and there can't be if someone like the player doesn't talk. In any case, we're open to selling. Barone says the English clubs want Vlahovic, but evidently he's got other ideas. We're ready to negotiate, but him and his agent won't talk. There's been no communication from the players and his agents, although I asked them to be clear about their wishes, which apparently nobody wants to be. So it's pretty much clear. For the first time, it's not that it's not common, but the parent club has no control over their own player. No chance, sir. Vlahovic knows what he's doing. He's not a kid anymore. He knows what he's doing, and nothing else I would want to say about that. Wow, weird as F. Moving on, let's talk about Bernd Leno leaving Arsenal. So Ekrem Konur says Bernd Leno is making plans to return to the Bundesliga. Of course he is. So according to Florian Plettenberg, he says two clubs from Spain inquired about Leno, and there were two talks with Newcastle United so far. Leno is interested, but a move in winter is unlikely due to their situation. Magpies told him that they definitely want him in the summer. Leno wants to leave. Well, only we'll just come to know about the future, you know. Also, Leverkusen are interested, but a move for them in January is unlikely due to the situation. So, Bayer Leverkusen interested in Bernd Leno, but that apparently may not happen. That's because Arsenal won't allow it. Or even if they do, certain things may not work in the best possible ways. So Bernd Leno leaving, is that okay with you guys? Let me know in the comments. Are you fine with Leno leaving? And I'll try to react to them. Well, talking about Paul Merson, now he has criticized Aaron Ramsdale for his efforts during Jota's opening goal. Merson said, I personally think he can do better. I think he's gambling. I think he thinks Jota is going to put it in the left-hand corner, and he's cut back the other way. It's not that far beside him. He's just wrong-footed. It's a hard one because he's been brilliant. True. But moving on, let's talk about Bruno Guimaraes. Now, of course, Arsenal lost the game to Liverpool, and that was the perfect time for Bruno Guimaraes because he thought that, you know what, let's drop a highlight reel. He just dropped the highlight reel when Arsenal, when it came into fruition that Arsenal have lost the game to Liverpool, and boom, Bruno Guimaraes comes to Twitter and drops his highlights. And I thought, why is he doing that? So Bruno Guimaraes wants some Arsenal fans' attention, and he got some Arsenal fans' attention. They, they really took to Twitter and they said, "Come to Arsenal." There were lots of comments, and of course, my biggest issue is if Arsenal want Arthur and Juventus are just fooling around, they're just wasting time, isn't it? They needed to at least sign someone. It's been 21 days in the market. They have not signed anyone. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. The next 11 days are definitely going to be super exciting. Cheers.